Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Shamani here again today, and I just want to go into a little bit of a lesson concerning the doctrine that's being taught in these Christian churches, talking about the rapture doctrine. See, they'll teach you and have you believe that the so-called believers in well, it's like the so-called believers in Jesus, so-called Christ, will be beamed up, will be raptured up, as they say, and those that didn't believe will be down here during the great tribulation. But when you read the scriptures and get the correct breakdown, you know what that they teach in the Christian church is contrary to what's in the Bible, and it's not in the Bible. So I just want to shed light on this. So, and it reads, the idea of the rapture stems from biblical passages like 1 Thessalonians 4 and 17. But the specific doctrine of the secret pre-tribulation rapture emerges in the 19th century, popularized by John Nelson Darby, and dispensationalism through early prophetic visions by Margaret MacDonald in the 1830s. Also shaped the concept, leading to the widespread acceptance in America evangelisticalism through study Bibles and popular culture. So basically, the origins of the rapture doctrine came from Margaret MacDonald, because she had visions, and John Darby started to push that doctrine more. Now, I want to also say this, like, again, reading us begin the correct breakdown in this truth. Yes, there is going to be a gathering of Yahweh's elect, but again, it's not what the Christians explain it to be. So the first precept I'm going to bring out is that precept that they mentioned as First Thessalonians and 4. So like, yeah. First Thessalonians 4. I'm gonna start at verse 15, and it reads, "For this we say unto you," Slakia, I'm gonna just start over. "For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep." And this is again, the ones that are asleep are the ones that lost their lives on this side for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Continuing on, verse 16, "For the Lord himself shall descend from the heaven with a shout, and with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first." Verse 17, "Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord." And this is basically going into, like, when it's talking about the clouds, we know that to be the chariots, and being caught up. That this is going into, again, the talking about the elect of Israel. And the precept I can bring out to prove this, Isaiah 45. Yeah, right here. Isaiah 45 and 4, and it reads, "For Jacob my servant shake, and Israel mine elect. I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me." So again, Israel is the elect nation, as which is mentioned. It's not referring to everyone as the Christian church states or tells you. The elect is only coming out of one nation, which is Israel, and us in GMS. So how they broke it down is, we know that Israel is the elect nation, but there is an elect inside the elect. You know. um, Next precept I'm gonna bring out is Romans 11 and verse 7, and it reads, "What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded." And this is going into the election. Is talking about the elect of Israel, which consists of the 144,000 and the remnant. And it's plenty of scriptures to bring that out. Just make this another tab. You got to Revelation 7 and 9. And bring this out to prove it. Revelation 7 and 9. "After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne, and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, and psalms in their hands." And this is talking about the elect nation of Israel. And Israel, and it says all nations because, as we know in the truth, that the Israel was scattered between the four corners of the earth. So you're gonna have Israelites in all different types of places. That's why it says all nations. You see, um, going back to Romans 11 to continue on. So again, we'll reread this. "What then Israel have obtained not Salakia. Which what then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for. The election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded." So again, the elect will get the grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because only the elect, they will wake up in the latter days and receive the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures of this truth. That's why it says the election have obtained it. And then for when it says the rest were blinded, this is the 2/3. This is talking about the 2/3 of our people, because again, 2/3 of our people are not going to understand and these breakdowns, or get the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that's what Romans 11 verse 7 was going into. So going to Zechariah 13. We are going to start at verse 8. And it reads, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein." So again, that 2 parts is talking about the 2/3, the wicked Israelites that didn't want to repent and come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai and follow his law, statute, commandment, and change the inner man and hearken unto the Lord's word. That's who the 2/3 is talking about. Continuing on, that third, which is being spoken of right here, is talking about the remnant. You see, so like verse 9, and it reads, "I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai is my power." So when you reading this, you have to ask, what does Yahweh mean when he says, "I will bring the third part through the fire, and refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried"? So when you're proving this, you go to I'm gonna leave that open because I gotta go back to it. Acts 14. Acts 14 and 22. So like it, and it reads, confirming the souls of the disciple and exhorting them to continue in the faith that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. And this is scripture is proven that there is no rapture because, but before we will have to go. It's telling you that we will have to go through tribulation to in order to be able to receive salvation and be delivered. You see. So going back to Zechariah 13, right here, uh, when it says, "I will bring the third part through the fire," that fire is talking about Jacob's trouble, and there's multiple scriptures to back this up. Going one I'm bringing up now is Matthew 24. Let's bring that out. Matthew 24, I'm going to start at verse 21, and it reads, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." And this is talking about when Yahweh Shai is stating in this is when Yahweh Shai was saying the great tribulation that is referring in Jeremiah 30. And get that to back this up. Jeremiah 30 and verse 7, and it reads, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Again, it's telling you, all 12 tribes that they will be in Jacob's trouble. And he shall be saved is talking about the elect nation of Israel, the elect inside the elect, not everyone, because again, salvation is not for everyone. You see, so going to Revelation 3, so I can Revelation 3, and I'm gonna go to verse 10, and it reads, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." Salakia. And that hour of temptation is talking about the MOTB that will be implemented, that will be mandated for you to be considered as a citizen in this new society that's coming up. And so you're gonna have to be tested with that, and that's what it was talking about. And going back to Acts 14, that's what it was talking about. So I just bring that up just to. Acts 14:22. Again, confirming the souls of the disciple and exhorting them to continue in the faith that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. And that's that tribulation, Jacob's trouble, and us being in that hour of temptation, which is when that MOTB is mandated. So going back to Matthew 24, starting at 21, and it reads, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." Continuing on, "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened." And this is going into in the latter days, which we're in right now. Time will be sped up for the elect's sake, because as you can see in 2025, that year just went by completely fast. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is speeding up the time, because the conditions that we're in right now with the food, the air, the water, Yahweh Shai not Slakia, Esau Edom is is determined to eradicate the Israelites, and this is why we need Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because he's protecting us during these times, protecting us from this poisonous food, this air, this water. This is why we need him. So going back to jumping down to verse 30, and it reads, "And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other." And again, this is talking about Yahweh Shah will be coming back in those farther ships of all the chariots. Continue. You see, well, yeah, that's what verse 30 and verse 31 is talking about. Yahweh Shah coming back in the farther ships for in them chariots to gather his elect, which is why you when you go back into First Thessalonians, that's what it matches up to. That's the precept for that. So next precept I want to bring out is Isaiah 11. Isaiah 11 and 11, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again." So like, I'm gonna just read it over, just so I can read clear. "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea." Verse 12, "And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth." So again, this is that ensign that's mentioned in verse 12. It's talking about Yahweh Shai and the angels. They're going to gather so like, yeah, the elect. Now that, and another verse to back this up is Daniel 12. So like, yeah, Daniel 12:1, and it goes into that. And it reads, Daniel 12:1, "And at that time Michael shall stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as," such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." And when it's talking about that people, it's talking about the the elect of Israel. Slakia. Continuing on verse 2. "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt." So again, when reading verse 2, some will be walking in spiritual darkness, lacking spiritual discernment. But you would have others that will get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. You see, which another precept to back this up is Romans 11. Romans 11 and 7 again. "What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded." So again, most of our people, they're not going to be get these breakdowns. You see, they're not going to be able to get this truth. Verse 8. according as it is written, the Most High have give them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, until this day. So Yahweh Shem Shah doesn't want every Israelite to get this truth. He only um has given this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to the Israelites he deemed worthy, and we're going to have to continue in our faith and improve ourselves, as the scripture says. So again, most people they have been brainwashed into thinking that that you won't go through trials, but again, Zechariah 13:9 proves that everyone will be here. So when this tells you that I will bring the third part through the fire, and then also Revelation 3:10, our faith is going to have to be tried, as it tells you. So next piece I'm going to bring out is First Peter 1. And it reads, First Peter 1:1, verse 6, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. So again, when you're in this truth, you're going to be going through temptations, and that's going to be testing your spirit and your faith. You see, verse 7, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So again, the trial of your faith is how you will be tried through the fire. You see, because when you go into this word, bring this out.
Strong's G 1381. Dakimadzo.
And I'm gonna read the outline biblical usage. It means to test, examine, prove. That's what is going into. You see, and Yahweh Bashem Yahshua will examine our faith to see if we worthy, as I was saying earlier. So going back to First Peter 4. First Peter 4:17, and it reads, "For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, and if it first began at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?" So again, those that didn't want to obey the gospel and come back and hearken unto Yahweh Shem Yashar, what's going to happen to them? This easy precept, I love to bring it out. Second Edges 15, it explains it right then and there. It gets no plainer than this. Second Edges 15, 3, and it reads, "Fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of thee." That's like it. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. And that incredulity, that means unbelief. You see, this is what's going to happen to you. All those that didn't want to get right, and you was unbelieving and mocking the prophets, this is what's going to happen to you. Verse 4, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." So again, all you niggas that didn't want to listen to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and put off that old man, you niggas is going to die. And when that time has come, when them judgments is set forth, because you didn't have a covering during that day, and you wasn't exempt from judgment. Going back to First Peter, verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So if the elect has to be scarcely saved, that will mean that they will have to go through a horrible events to where it looks like that they're not going to make it, which is why what was being brought up before, Michael will stand up, which is being again Daniel 12:1. That's why Michael will stand up. You see, and alone these two precepts right here cuts that rapture doctrine in total. It's literally telling you that everybody is going to be here during them times. So that rapture doctrine that's being taught in Christianity, it's false, and it's misleading, Jake. But you would tell Jake this that's been in church in decades, and that's not what it means. They'll try to rebuttal and refute what the evidence that you bring and brought out. But Jake is shottish. They have no knowledge. I mean, they lack knowledge. Um, but yeah. Uh, Next precept, bring out um Revelation 6. This is Revelation 6, starting at verse 9. And it reads, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held. Verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? So this is talking about, this is going into, we have men that had died preaching this truth, that they're in the spiritual realm waiting for Yahweh Shah to come down, you see, and to avenge them. Verse 11, and white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. And this is basically going into that you'll have some brothers in this truth right now that they're gonna have to be martyrs during that time of Jacob's trouble. Because when Esau, not hypothetically speaking, because it's going to happen, but you'll have, in a sense, what if you have these troops kick down your door and tell you that you either take this MOTB or we're going to off you, or they take you to the concentration camps and put you on that guillotine. What you going to do in that time? You see. But you have to stand 10 toes down for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and endure. Because, again, we know that death is not nothing but a sting. You see? Precept I want to bring out is Ecclesiasticus 2 and 1. Shalakia. And it reads, Ecclesiasticus 2, starting at verse 1, and it reads, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So you're gonna have to go through many temptations, which was read about in First Peter 1 and 6. Matter of fact, let's just get that to bring it out since I brought it up. First Peter 1 and 6. Oh, we already brought this up, but we can just bring it out again. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptation. So again, when in truth, you're gonna have to go through temptation. This is the conditions of the battle. You see, Going back to verse 2. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. And again, this is going to you. You're going to have to endure, just as Yahweh Shah said, to be saved. I'm gonna bring out a couple more precepts. First Corinthians. So I can. First Corinthians 10. Shit. There we go. First Corinthians 10, going to verse 13, and it reads, there have no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. But the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So again, this is going to that. Even though we all have to go through them temptations, there's going to be a way to get through it. It's going to be done differently. You see, Yahweh is going to make it to where you're not going to be tempted to above what you are able to handle. You know, he can make it to where either, again, like I said before, you're presented with the MOTB, or you're gonna have to be put to death, and ultimately you're gonna have to choose death, because again we know that death is nothing but a sting, and as Scripture says, fear not the man that can destroy the body, but fear the one that destroys the body and soul. So again, death is nothing but a sting. Once it passes, you in the spiritual world at peace. You see, so again, you're gonna have to endure. This is the last precept I'm gonna bring out. Revelation 12 and 11, and it reads, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and loved not their lives unto the death. So again, the fact to waking up to being an Israelite isn't the end all be all. Coming into this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this truth, and living and actually living in it and applying it to your everyday life, it's a matter of life and death. You see, it's not a game. This is something that do you really know that what you're a part of when you say that you're Israelite and you understand. So with that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Kakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who will. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. I hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom. Until the next time.